Well, it's their job, or simply move on without a thought. But a reverent, grateful response is different. You pause for just a moment, make eye contact, and say, "Thank you for staying late. I truly appreciate it." That single sentence does more than convey information. It communicates respect. It reinforces the relationship. The other person feels seen, and you strengthen a pattern of mutual care. A thank you doesn't have to be monumental to matter. In the rhythm of daily life, gratitude is like a light switching on, a small action with a transformative effect. When a coworker shares a useful idea, you can say, "That was so helpful, thank you." When a stranger holds the door, you can offer a genuine, "Thanks so much." And when you finish a workout or complete a task you've been avoiding, you can even turn that gratitude inward. Thank you to myself for showing up. This self-gratitude isn't indulgent. It's the simple act of acknowledging your own effort, and in doing so, you build resilience. You are teaching your mind that progress, no matter how small, always counts. In the rush of a normal day, it's easy to miss how many gifts we receive. We can train our hearts to remember these daily provisions in quiet moments, not because life has suddenly become calm, but because we have chosen to create small pockets of stillness. Think of these moments as spiritual rest stops. They may be brief, but they can alter the direction of your entire journey. These quiet moments don't need to be long or dramatic. A quiet moment can be the first 30 seconds after you wake up, before the phone, before the noise. It can be a pause in the middle of a meal, when you realize you are actually breathing, tasting, and being nourished. They have to be monumental to matter. In the rhythm of daily life, gratitude is like a light switching on, a small action with a transformative effect. When a coworker shares a useful idea, you can say, "That was so helpful, thank you." When a stranger holds the door, you can offer a genuine, "Thanks so much." And when you finish a workout or complete a task you've been avoiding, you can even turn that gratitude inward. Thank you to myself for showing up. This self-gratitude isn't indulgent. It's the simple act of acknowledging your own effort, and in doing so, you build resilience. You are teaching your mind that progress, no matter how small, always counts. In the rush of a normal day, it's easy to miss how many gifts we receive. We can train our hearts to remember these daily provisions in quiet moments, not because life has suddenly become calm, but because we have chosen to create small pockets of stillness. Think of these moments as spiritual rest stops. They may be brief, but they can alter the direction of your entire journey. These quiet moments don't need to be long or dramatic. A quiet moment can be the first 30 seconds after you wake up, before the phone, before the noise. It can be a pause in the middle of a meal, when you realize you are actually breathing, tasting, and being nourished. It can be the instant you step outside and feel the air on your face. Even the few seconds between tasks, waiting for a file to load, pouring a glass of water, standing at a crosswalk, can become a small altar of attention. When we remember God's gifts in these moments, our perspective shifts from "What am I missing?" to what has already been given. And when gratitude becomes a practice, it becomes steadier than a fleeting mood. Some days, you will feel thankful. On other days, you will need to choose thankfulness, even while you are tired or worried. Quiet moments are the spaces where that choice becomes possible. A helpful place to begin is with simple, concrete gifts. The world often teaches us to measure life by grand achievements, what we've built, earned, or fixed. But God's daily gifts are often ordinary, humble, and easily overlooked. Consider the gift of breath. Every inhale is a quiet reminder that you are being sustained. In Scripture, breath is deeply connected to life and divine purpose. Or consider the gift of your senses, hearing a bird sing, feeling the warmth of the sun, tasting food, noticing the texture of a favorite blanket. These are not guarantees. Then there are the gifts you might never label as spiritual, like your ability to think, your capacity to love, or the strength to get through just one more day. The very fact that you can take a step forward after a hard moment is a form of grace. You can try a simple practice, a one-sentence prayer woven throughout your day. When you wake up, it might be, "God, thank you for this new day and for keeping me through the night." Before you eat, a simple pause. "Thank you for this food and for your provision." While doing something repetitive, washing dishes, driving, folding laundry, you can interrupt the routine with one line. "Thank you for helping me stay steady." These short prayers are powerful because they break the spell of autopilot. They remind you that your life is not random motion. It is a series of moments where God is present. We've talked about how easy it is to name blessings when life feels comfortable, when everything is under control. But here is a profound shift. Some of the most meaningful blessings don't arrive as ease. They arrive as growth, as opportunity, as connection, as clarity, and even as the strength to keep going when you feel no control at all. Gratitude, then, is a practice of attention. The work of psychologists like Robert Emmons and Michael McCullough has shown that people who regularly write about things they are grateful for report higher levels of well-being over time compared to those who focus on hassles. This doesn't mean every day becomes happy. It means the mind gets better at noticing what is working, even when the rest is hard. So what does it look like to name blessings that go beyond comfort? First, there are the blessings of growth. Comfort is what you already know how to handle. Growth is what you learn when you're stretched. If you've been learning a new skill, navigating a new role at work, or even learning to set healthy boundaries, that progress is a blessing. Not because it's always pleasant, but because you are becoming someone with new capacity. You might name it, "I'm grateful I'm learning, even when it's awkward." Second, consider the blessings of resilience. Resilience isn't a trait you either have or don't. It's a muscle built through repeated practice. Think of a moment when you felt overwhelmed, but you got through the day anyway. A resilience blessing might sound like this: "I'm grateful I didn't quit," or "I'm thankful my body and mind can adapt." These are real gifts, even if they arrive wrapped in stress. Third, there are the blessings of clarity. Control can be comforting because it reduces uncertainty. But clarity often arrives when you finally look honestly at what is true. A painful experience might teach you what you truly value. A mistake might show you what you need to do differently. You can later name the lesson, thankful for the wake-up call, or grateful for the truth I can now act on. And fourth, the blessings of connection. Comfort can make us feel self-sufficient, but community is a blessing, even when it shows up imperfectly. Maybe a friend checked in when you were quiet. Maybe a coworker offered a resource. Maybe a family member offered practical help. These moments are lifelines. Let's focus on that connection, on offering thanks for the people in our lives, and what that can do for our hearts when they feel worn, tight, or heavy. When your heart is bruised, it's easy to focus on what went wrong, but gratitude gently changes the direction of your attention. It pulls you from an isolated mindset and turns your eyes toward the real people who have helped you. Offering thanks is more than a quick habit. It's about noticing, It's naming what you appreciate and letting the other person know their effort mattered. Instead of a simple, "Thanks for your help," try, "I really appreciate how you showed up early today. It relieved so much stress for me." That one detail tells the other person they were not invisible. They were seen. And when people feel valued, they are more likely to invest again, creating a virtuous cycle of mutual support. This practice can also begin to restore our own hearts. A struggling heart often needs three things: acknowledgement, healing, and a renewed direction. Acknowledgement means telling the truth about the hurt. Restoration doesn't require pretending. It means you stop denying the damage. Healing involves choosing what you'll do with those feelings, and gratitude provides that renewed direction. It points you toward what is good, what is true, and what is still possible. And so, we bring this thankful heart into our prayers. For today, and even for a tomorrow that feels uncertain, a thankful heart isn't pretending everything is perfect. It's choosing to notice what is true, what God has already done, and what help is available right now. Start with the now. When you pray for the present, thankfulness changes the tone. Instead of launching into requests, you begin by naming what you're grateful for. It could be something big, like healing after a hard season, or something simple, like a safe place to sleep. Gratitude is not wasted words. The Apostle Paul gives this clear instruction in 1 Thessalonians chapter 5, verse 18. Give thanks in all circumstances. This doesn't mean every situation is good. It means God is still present in the middle of it, and your heart can still turn toward Him. Before you ask for anything, try a simple rhythm. God, thank you for. Then, add the specifics. Thank you for the strength I felt yesterday morning. Thank you for the conversation that helped me breathe again. Thank you for the way you provided through a person or a door that opened. Specific gratitude grounds you. It brings your prayer into real life. Now let's talk about tomorrow. Tomorrow often carries uncertainty, but in Philippians chapter 4, verse 6, we are given a clear posture for prayer. Do not be anxious about anything, but in everything, by prayer and supplication with thanksgiving, present your requests to God. Notice the sequence. Prayer and requests are real, but they are offered with thanksgiving. Gratitude acts as an anchor, steadying your mind while you talk to God about what's ahead. You can pray, God, thank you that you already know what tomorrow holds. Thank you that I don't have to carry it alone. This is not wishful thinking. It is faith. You might pray a prayer like this. God, I thank you for what you have already done in my life. Thank you for the people. Pick one daily action that takes less than 2 minutes, because gratitude should be sustainable, not stressful. You might choose one of these simple commitments. Every day, I will notice one good thing. Or, every day, I will express gratitude to someone. Or, every day, I will end my day by naming 3 moments of grace. The most common mistake is waiting for the perfect moment. But gratitude works best when practiced in the ordinary, rushed, or even frustrating moments of life. One simple method is the one good thing habit. At any point in the day, ask yourself, what's one thing that went well, even if it was small? The coffee tasted just right. The email you dreaded was kinder than you expected. Your body got you through the day. When you do this, you train your attention to look for proof of good, not just proof of stress. For something more structured, you can try a gratitude journal using the 3-2-1 format. 3 things you're grateful for today. 2 people who contributed to your day. and one moment you want to remember. Keep it specific. "I'm grateful my sister checked in" is more powerful than a general "I'm grateful for my family," because it's anchored in a real experience. You can also practice gratitude through micro-expressions. Send a quick text, "Thank you for your help today." Or say to yourself while walking, "I'm grateful for this moment of peace." These small actions are signals to your brain. Goodness is present, and you are paying attention. In the end, gratitude is more than a fleeting emotion or a polite gesture. It is a lens through which we can see the world differently. It is a conscious choice to acknowledge the good, a quiet practice that builds resilience, and a heartfelt prayer that connects us to God and to each other. It doesn't erase the challenges, but it ensures we never face them empty-handed. It fills our lives not with the absence of struggle, but with the undeniable presence of it. It begins with a simple idea, a quiet shift that can change the tone of an entire day. The practice of opening reverence and the deliberate choice to give thanks. When we speak of reverence, we don't mean something complicated. Reverence is an attitude, a gentle awareness that life is bigger than our immediate wants and worries. It's the moment you pause and recognize something meaningful is happening here. That pause is vital because our minds are wired to scan for what's missing, for what's wrong. Reverence redirects that powerful attention toward what is already present. The support, the opportunity, the simple gift of breath, the people around us, and the small moments of grace that so often slip by unnoticed. And here is the key. Reverence is not a feeling you must wait for. It is a practice you can cultivate. And practice works because the mind responds to consistent cues. When you consistently begin with stillness, with reflection, with recognition, you are training your heart to default to gratitude more easily, more naturally. Consider what gratitude truly does. Psychologists describe it as a positive response to a benefit we've received, an appreciation that acknowledges a source of goodness outside of ourselves. This is not the same as pretending everything is fine. Gratitude can, and often does, coexist with struggle. In fact, a wealth of research consistently links the practice of gratitude with improved well-being. Multiple studies suggest that regularly expressing thanks can increase positive emotions and life satisfaction, and may even reduce symptoms of depression for some. The mechanism is beautifully straightforward. When you focus on what you value, your entire pattern of attention shifts. Your mind becomes less preoccupied with threat and scarcity, and more attuned to connection and meaning. But the true power is unlocked in the choice to thank. Gratitude becomes transformative when it is active, not passive. You are not just noticing something good, you are deciding to respond to it. Imagine a small scenario. You walk into a room and realize a colleague stayed late to help you finish a project. A mind untouched by gratitude might think, well, it's their job, or simply move on without a thought. But a reverent, grateful response is different. You pause for just a moment, make eye contact, and say, "Thank you for staying late. I truly appreciate it." That single sentence does more than convey information. It communicates respect. It reinforces the relationship. The other person feels seen, and you strengthen a pattern of mutual care. A thank you doesn't have to be monumental to matter. In the rhythm of daily life, gratitude is like a light switching on, a small action with a transformative effect. When a coworker shares a useful idea, you can say, "That was so helpful, thank you." When a stranger holds the door, you can offer a genuine, "Thanks so much." And when you finish a workout or complete a task you've been avoiding, you can even turn that gratitude inward. Thank you to myself for showing up. This self-gratitude isn't indulgent. It's the simple act of acknowledging your own effort, and in doing so, you build resilience. You are teaching your mind that progress, no matter how small, always counts. In the rush of a normal day, it's easy to miss how many gifts we receive. We can train our hearts to remember these daily provisions in quiet moments, not because life has suddenly become calm, but because we have chosen to create small pockets of stillness. Think of these moments as spiritual rest stops. They may be brief, but they can alter the direction of your entire journey. These quiet moments don't need to be long or dramatic. A quiet moment can be